Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Jeanne B and welcome with Fun with Art. So today we're going to do, as you can see what my shirt says, it says pumpkin spice and everything nice. So today I thought I'd do a bunch of quick fall things for you to do that didn't take too much time. You could do them with your children, all of that good stuff. But first, I wanted to just bring to a point. I wanted to just mention something. I want to acknowledge the fact that constructive criticism, I accept that. And so I'm going to tell you a little story about what I'm talking about. I have two sons. My oldest son is the one that will watch these and he will critique them for me. And he said to me from the last one, he said, I saw your thing, Mom. I said, okay. And so he didn't say anything after that. And I said, and what did you think of it? And he said, oh, Mom, something was off. I said, really? He said, yeah, there was something off. I don't know what it was, but it was something off. So you need to fix that. So I want to apologize to all of you because there was something off. And I should have, as my camera lady and dearest friend, Cynthia Fontaine, who does Empowering You on another show, stays longer for me so she can be my camera lady. She had suggested maybe I not do it that day because what had happened was the day previous, I had to put my cat, allow her to go to the Rainbow Bridge. And I had her for 16 years through many, many times of love, and we had such a wonderful relationship. So if my energy was a little off that day, that's why. And so now we're going to do this quick, we're going to do this fast, and we're going to have fun. So you ready? Because I'm ready for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I wanted to just do some simple things that you've seen all over the internet. They're simple to do, they're easy to do, but I wanted to show you different variations on how to do them. The first one, we all know how to do the pumpkins, right? Let me just grab everything here. Now, I usually start off with just a plain pumpkin, okay? Can you do these on real pumpkins? I have not, but I'm sure you could. The only problem I think it would be, the pumpkin would be wet, and so you might get some mold under it, but you know that you have to take into consideration. Can you do them on glass pumpkins? Absolutely, and I meant to bring one with me, and it just wouldn't fit in the bag, so use your imagination. So this is the traditional Mod Podge, and to use this, you use it, this is the pumpkin you would start with, and then I would normally get a napkin. Now, when you take apart the napkins, that's probably the hardest part of this project, okay, is pulling the napkins apart, because some of them are so tightly together, it's hard to get them apart. But you really want to make sure that you can almost see through that napkin, all right, before you try to put it on. I personally like to just kind of break it apart. And this one's just all little cats and dogs, and that's okay. But you know, if you're using a bigger piece, obviously you would do the scenery however you want it. And then I take a little Mod Podge, and for me, I like to take the Mod Podge and I like to put it on there like a squirt, and then I just smooth it down, the Mod Podge, right? Then I take my napkin and I just place the napkin on top. And the napkin usually would adhere very quickly, and I will either take another piece of napkin or I'll take a piece of cellophane, and I'll just dab it so that it sticks to the pumpkin. Now you can use these kind of pumpkins, they're the plastic ones. The glass ones work as well. I don't know if it works really as well with the real ones. You would have to try that and let me know. So now this is with the traditional, this is matte, and this is gloss. Both will work. What I'd like to show you is how that comes out. Now this is done with the original ones. I find for me, because I'm not perfect at this, that sometimes I find that the original ones will leave a little bit of the napkin still, if it doesn't saturate well enough. You can still see a little bit of the white of the napkin. That's with the original. You can actually see, if up close, you can actually see some of it with the way the napkin went down. This new one that they have out now, which is really cool, and I don't know if you can see, but see how clear it is compared to the milky white one? And this is called Crystal Clear. It's sometimes not easy to find. I only found it at one craft store will carry it because it's a little bit more expensive than the normal one. But what happens is when you put this on, it is basically crystal clear. You don't see the napkin. And I'm going to show you this way because I left the napkin so you could see it, but you really can't. So it's actually quite a lot more fun to work with. It's easier to work with. You get to see exactly which one you want on there. So that's how to do the pumpkins. I'm going quickly because I've got a lot of things I want to show you, and I figure if you have any issues, there's always YouTube. You can always YouTube it. So I'm going to put these to one side, because that's basically everybody, I think, at some point has done some kind of decoupage. But I did not want to not do it because I thought it was fun and kids like to do this. I've taught many classes in my house with people that came over and they wanted to learn how to do these. We did big pumpkins one time for a fundraiser, and everyone on the table, it was the centerpiece. So it's a lot of fun with the different kinds of napkins. Because then you can put floral arrangements on top of them. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, these are just mugs. You can use any kind of mug you want, but I like this mug because I figured it would look like a pumpkin. Now, I got one of the styrofoam cones by any local store. And then I needed this piece because this would have been too low inside the cone. So this is going to give it a little lift, right? And then all I do is I put this inside. Now, before I do that, if you remember from the teapots, this lovely stuff, it's Gorilla Glue. You take the backing off and it's a tape. And I usually put that at the bottom. And sometimes I'll use the hot glue gun, sometimes I won't. It all depends. And I just shove it down in there. Look at that, isn't that cute, right? So that's the first part of it. What I will normally do is with my hot glue gun, inside here, because I don't want it to move, I just kind of make sure it's secured. It's not going to go anywhere, but I just do double trouble. So then the next thing I do is I get these balls. Now, aren't they cool? Come on, let's face it. What I've done with this one is I've taken this piece off, and you have to kind of measure it. I've taken the little plastic piece off because sometimes it fits better into this. And what I've done was I just start going around the cone, right? And all you do is take these, and I'll usually use a little bit of glue. Sometimes what I need to do, because sometimes these cones are a little hard, if you're using the styrofoam ones that are like green and they have holes, they're a lot easier to put in the little balls. But if you get these solid styrofoam ones, they're a little bit more difficult. And so what I'll do is I'll make a hole, and then I just shove this in. And I usually will put a little piece of glue in there with it. And then I just continue all the way. So I thought that was kind of cute, right? And so then I end up with, ta-da, a Halloween tree. And then I put the lights on. Now what I wanted to show you was also is when you're doing these, you're going to end up with these things, spaces in between. So what do, right? Do you want the white showing? I didn't. So I got these things, and what I did was I actually just, don't tell me I brought the wrong clippers. I cut a piece of this. Of course I brought the wrong clippers. And I took this. It's a pipe cleaner. For my Christmas tree ones, I actually use Christmas tree stuff. These, you can actually double this if this is too thin. I just bend it. And with a little bit of hot glue at the end, in between here, I just stuff that in. So that at the end, you end up looking like you have a tree. Now I put silver because I didn't have any black ones, but you could actually use any color. And so it's kind of cute for the Halloween season. I feel just something in, you can get these at the dollar store. You can decorate them with all kinds of different ornaments. These are all very simple to purchase. And then they also have the picks. And that's what this is on top. It's just a pick. I cut this off, and I ended up like kind of filling it in with the picks. So that's another simple one, and the kids love to do these. You know, I would personally, if I was doing it with children, I would get the green styrofoam with a little bit, they have a little bit more air, a little bit more holes to it. And then that way they you don't have to worry about how much glue and using a hot glue gun with them. And they love doing these. As a matter of fact, next time, I think I'm gonna bring the Christmas tree in, because I actually did a 3-foot Christmas tree like this. And I've also got little ones as well. So maybe we'll do something like that. But I like to do the lights, and I buy these. Simple on Amazon. You get a package for, I don't know, 20, 30 of them for very inexpensive. So, and you just unwind them, and this part you can unscrew to change the battery, which is kind of nice, because a lot of times they don't last very long. And so it's nice to be able to go in there and they just take a regular, those little disc batteries. I don't know which one this one is, but you get the idea. And they're easy to hide, which makes it a lot easier to use. Some of the big battery pack ones, it's too hard and it looks funky, so I don't bother. So, okay, we got all that. Now, we're gonna come over here, and I'm gonna show you something else pretty simple. And I'll bet you'll love doing this. These are just dollar store wine glasses, $1. That's all I paid. Or now it's $1.50, I forget. I used regular craft paint. No, I mean, nothing special. It was very inexpensive. I did not get those at the dollar store, but all I did was, with my little spongy, because I'll tell you what, if you use a brush, you get too many brush strokes, okay? And you don't want to go this way, because it won't look like a pumpkin. So I just put this down, I think this was like 2 coats. I mean, I could have done maybe 3 or 4 if I really wanted it solid, but I didn't. I just wanted you to get the idea, and I kind of liked the brush going down, so I kind of actually made it like that, because I wanted it to look like the lines in the pumpkin. And so that's what I did with this. And then, while it was still wet, I got I love crystals. I love all the glitter. I put all the little glitter around it. So what do you do with it now? Well, this I did with this kind of rope. As you can see, it's bendable, okay? You can just as easily use the string. That's fine. And all I did was I started it down here, and I just wrapped it around. That's all I did. You just wrap it around, so it's going to look like the stem. Now, at this point, once it's all wrapped, you can decide whether or not what you want to do with that top. Do you want to paint it green? You can. You want to leave it clear? You can do that as well. So then you're like, well, what do I do with it now? Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 different variations of what I did with it once it was all completed. The first one, I did like this, but I also took a battery pack with the little lights, and everything fits underneath, which is kind of cool. And it gives it a little bit of, a little bit of light, a little bit of something different, right? Got a little fake pumpkin. This I painted green. I had the little pumpkins from the other craft, and it just made a little something to put on like a sideboard or a side desk. The next one I did was I did not do the roping. I just did the regular. There were little tiny pine cones I had, and these little green things, they're supposed to be pumpkins. I think I don't know what they look like, but they matched, so I used them. So, and then I put the pine cones about. So I can actually put a light up here, and I could actually, when I had more lights, I could take another light. Oops, I lost my light. Hold on. And put it up underneath as well. Although, when you want something to work perfect, it's not going to happen. And so this way, I have all these like this. Simple to do, fun to do. Your kids would love to paint, I'm sure. Now, I used regular craft paint. I do know how to paint on glass. That's a whole nother thing to do. And yes, you can actually get the craft paints in the glass to paint in the glass. How you do those is very simple. You paint the glassware, and then you put it in the oven, and I forget the exact degrees. It usually says it on the paint itself. I want to say it's either 200 or 175, all right? And you bake it. Okay, so you have to make sure that the glass is pretty sturdy, otherwise it will crack and it will break, it will shatter. The key to doing glass in the oven is don't open the oven even though the time is done. You actually wait until the next morning, till the oven is completely done, that glass has completely cooled off, all right, before you open that oven. Because if you open that oven before, trust me, it's a mess. It shatters everywhere. So this way, you know how to do it if you want to do it. I have vases and stuff that I painted on. The key is to make sure the glass is thick enough so that it can withstand the heat. And that's, nowadays, it's easy to find. Years ago, it wasn't so much, but now you can. So you can take these, if you got a little platter, you got, you know, put them on together, you can put some pumpkins, you can make a floral arrangement. So it's just something easy to do, something you can enjoy doing, and it doesn't cost a whole lot of money. So that's that. I was trying to find different things for, you know, that you would have, that you don't know what to do with. And aren't these cool? I found those on Amazon. I think they're cool. All right, so now I wanted to show you this. I love making little things like this. I think they are the cutest little thing, right? They are so simple to make, and look, I even put a little light in it. Can you stand it? So this is cute for like a little table or something that you don't have a lot of space, apartments, however you want to do it. Now, I'm going to show you how to do these really quick because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do them. I bought the whole thing done like this. Now, the key was, for me, was I did not want to see the, I wanted to put lights, but I didn't want to see the thing in it. So I basically put it on the back. But I didn't want to see the wire going across it, because for me that just, I didn't like that. So what I ended up doing was, at first, as you can see right here, I decided to brute force and try to pry it open. That didn't work. And then I realized, whoa, wait a minute, look at this. It has screws on the back. Wow. So I have a little screwdriver. Oops, I think I do. Sorry, I split my finger, and man, every time I try to open something, it just doesn't work for me. There was this little tiny screwdriver that comes with these, right? Now, all I did was, because I did not open the whole thing because I couldn't, the thing is just too small. I just loosened the screws up a little bit so that the board underneath would like open, just so I could take the wire, slide it behind there with this thing, well, slide it through backwards. And so that way I could then glue the lights in, right? And so that way I wouldn't have a wire walking across my pumpkin. Then I decided it really wasn't going to stand up straight. That bothers me. So I got a little piece of wood. You can buy these at the dollar store. You can buy them at any craft store. They always have them. As a matter of fact, I'm doing something for Christmas with these to make ornaments. It's pretty cool. Wait till you see it. And then, so that way it would stand up straight. The other part, it's simple and it's fun to do, and your children might enjoy doing it as well. All I did was I went to the local craft store and I got different things. I mean, they're all there. I got the pumpkins, I got the little pine cones, I got the little squirrel holding the nuts, right? And that's all you need. And then you just place it in there with a little bit of hot glue, put it on there. If you want to be fancy, you just take some of these and then cut them off and make your own design. So that's what I did with all those things. And so I think we're coming to an end. So I want to say thank you again for always liking and sharing, and I appreciate you guys. I hope I brought you a bunch of little crafts. I know I spoke fast during this segment, but I wanted to get everything in. You know, and when I was talking earlier about constructive criticism, I believe in that. I believe if a person's coming from their heart and they're trying to help you, then you should take that into consideration and understand it, and don't get all, you know, bent out about it. And I should have, at that point, taking care of myself first. And so I guess that's something we all need to learn. Sometimes we don't have to be everything for everybody at all times. Sometimes we can take that 5 minutes or that day or whatever it takes and just take care of ourselves, our energy, and just relax and let it come, you know, and then pick it up the next day. And so again, I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope I didn't talk too fast, but I was trying to get it all in because I thought it was so much fun. And remember, like and share. And I just want to say thank you and a shout out to Cynthia Fontaine for my camera lady. And remember, she has Empowering You. It's an awesome show. You should check it out. And Brian, thank you so much for being so patient with me. Thank you all, and I appreciate you. And we'll see you next time with Fun with Art with Jeanne B. Mwah.
Hi, we're from Aquidneck Island Adult Learning Center in Newport, Rhode Island. We're looking for students and volunteers for our many classes, including GED, English as a Second Language, Nursing Assistant, Phlebotomist, Med Tech, Medical Technician, Apprenticeships, Computer Skills, and lots more.
Please contact us if you'd like more information. Thank you.
Lucy's Hearth is a family shelter in Middletown, Rhode Island. We provide a continuum of housing supports for families experiencing homelessness across Rhode Island. If you are looking for ways to help, please visit our website at lucyshearth.org.
The Newport Navy Choristers is a local choral group associated with the military that raises money for local 501c3 organizations. If you would like to join us on our journey and learn more about us or become one of our sponsors for a concert to benefit your organization, please visit us at www.newportnavychoristers.org.
Adoption Rhode Island is a private nonprofit organization dedicated to improving outcomes for children, youth, and young adults in foster care by finding families or other permanent connections. We also provide support service, counseling services for this population. If you're interested in learning more about adoption from foster care or about our support services, please contact us at 401-865-6000 or visit our website at adoptionri.org.
The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center is located in Newport, Rhode Island. Our mission is to nourish, educate, and support Newport County residents to improve their social, economic, and physical well-being. For more information, please visit our website at mlkccenter.org. We'd love you to come volunteer, or if you need help, please turn to us and we'll be there to support you.
Hello, I'm Jerry LePage, host of Senior Soundings. I invite you to join us for our next episode of Senior Soundings. We offer information and important, interesting guests, so please tune us in. I look forward to seeing you.
Infinite expectation, a face, a flicker, a thought you forgot, where psychology drips into dream, where the mirror doesn't wait for you to look. It's not a show, it's a signal on Channel 18 and statewide, every day for your entire life. You won't know what you're watching until it's watching you. Infinite expectation.